Mr. Vice Chairman, sir, I thank all the honorable members for the constructive suggestions and valuable observations made by them during the discussion on the appropriation bill. The Minister for Finance, while replying to the general discussion on the budget, covered all the points regarding black money, price rise, etc. So I do not think that it is necessary now for me to deal with them once again, and I do not want to waste the time of the House on those points, as many as 10 members have spoken on various points. Even though I will not be able to reply to all the issues raised by them, I shall try to satisfy the honorable members as far as possible. At the outset, one honorable member spoke about non-performance of public sector undertakings. I share the concern of the honorable members about the performance of public sector undertakings. I would like to say that the government also are not fully satisfied, and that is why it has been included as the last item in the 20-point program. I would like to point out that the last point deals with the improvement of the efficiency of public sector enterprises. I agree that there is a lot of scope for improvement. The finance minister, while replying to the general discussion on the budget, gave the details in this regard and expressed his dissatisfaction. As a matter of fact, he said that there should be improvement by toning up the administration. That should be done in the case of both the public sector undertakings and the banking sector. Then honorable members expressed their concern about the deficiency in administration. I am aware that honorable members raise various issues here in all seriousness. Members on that side and on this side expressed concern, but some of them are not present here now. One honorable member spoke about the weaknesses in banking sector, and in this connection he dealt with corruption. If I am right, last year in his speech he referred to corruption in the integrated rural development program. He pointed out that in the matter of purchase of pump sets, the price quoted by the bank people was higher than the price quoted in the market. He also stated that the benefit was not reaching the weaker sections of the people, and he also stated that there was some kind of corruption. In all seriousness, he has stated that there is corruption, that there is some deficiency in the administration, and that the government should take necessary action. No doubt it is very good intention. Now, if these issues are taken into consideration and if somebody takes steps seriously, what would be the fate of that person? I am bringing this to the notice of the House. Honorable members may remember what happened in this House the other day. In the present circumstances, if we want to remove corruption, honorable members should realize what the reaction would be from the point of view of the people. It is stated that there is an element of corruption, but what can the minister do? When it is said that the benefit is not reaching the weaker sections, the people concerned are not identified correctly. Then it is said again and again that the living condition of the poor sections of people living in the rural areas should be improved. If we do something, it is said that it is political. I have already stated what we have done after we took charge, and I do not want to repeat it. Letter from Secretary to Government Personnel and Administrative Reforms Department, Chennai, to all heads of departments. Sir, the practice of deputing state government servants on foreign service has been in vogue for a long time. There are also rules and regulations governing their service conditions on such occasions. Clarifications have been issued from time to time on certain points with regard to such deputation. There was the practice of giving one stage promotion to government servants on such occasions. It had been ordered some time ago that the existing orders of giving one stage promotion under the foreign body when government servants were deputed to foreign service were cancelled. In this connection, a doubt has been raised whether the request of the Government of India for deputation of personnel on higher scales may be allowed. It is clarified that the above orders are applicable only to deputation of state government servants to state undertakings on foreign service terms. It may be pointed out that deputation of state government servants to the Government of India on higher scales is ordered only after obtaining the willingness of the government servants concerned, and the seniors who are not willing for such deputation will have no grievance. So it is clarified that government servants may be deputed to Government of India, giving one stage promotion. This may be followed in the case of deputation of state government servants to Government of India. Yours faithfully.